Well, hello, judge, jury, and executioners. I tried to play this before for people's amusement, but it seems as though OBS was still a foreign concept to me, and crashed during the middle of it. Fun, ain't that is? Well, we're gonna start this whole thing back from this beginning. I only got to the first act, but I barely know anything about Phoenix Wright aside from the whole shipping thing. I am not the most well versed on Phoenix Wright, but I am planning to go full on new because I'm gonna do this right from the start. I'm gonna play the first one, of course. This one. The first turnabout, of course. What else would we do? Play something else? You think I have a laptop that'll handle much of anything? Ooh. Singing in the rain. Oh! Michelangelo be damned. What the heck is happening here? Oh wait, damn it, why me? Okay, so I pretty much know everything about this case, but I don't want to go in like, hey, by the way, this happened, this character I really like, I don't want to just drop you in bare bones, but, I just want to introduce the characters. You need the first page when you want to start a story, you know? So I may know what to do and I may know what's going to happen, but I'm going to try to be entertaining the whole way through. So stick with me. Button. Boy, am I nervous. Click. Right. Oh, I can do that one. Nice. No more clicking. Oh, hiya, Chief. Whew. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. I am feeling anxiety build up on OBS again. Oh no. Quick check. OBS check. It didn't crash. Oh, thank my heart is. Ugh. Okay, back to Phoenix and writing. It says a lot about you and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. An attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. Oh, him? Oh, God. Okay. From my first failed playthrough of this whole thing, my favorite character is gonna come up. I don't know why he makes me so happy, but I love him. I forgot the voice I did for him. Man, that just nullifies everything I said earlier. It's over. My life, everything. It's all over. Ellipses? Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Despair. Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. It sounds like he wants to die. Really? Oh, I smudged my glasses. Like the best mentor out there. Phoenix really came from the best, huh? I knocked the mic. Oh, that's bad. Oh, I am not prepared whatsoever. But I'm smiling. Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Is Phoenix done? Was she trolling? Okay. Nick. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Just tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? Baby. I love him. I love him. God. Oh, it's just great. The person responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix. I tried to think of a joke, but the timing was... Oh. Words are not my forte right now. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. How did this woman die? What was she thinking with that shirt and that shoes? That's the real mystery. A woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butz. My best friend since grade school. You okay there, Larry? God, the blinking is getting me. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. Really an unfortunate name there, huh? In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He usually has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I could say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. Me and Butz are exactly the same on that part. Well, maybe it's not luck, it's more of not having coordination for me. Okay, maybe I can't relate. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. And that I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. I don't want to make Phoenix all rugged in his voice. God, the voice actors, the perils a voice actor must go through to get what they want in a sentence. I need sleep. A courtroom, something or other. People on their swivels. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butz. Is that? Okay, that's real. Larry Butz. Here we go. The prosecution is ready. He looks like he has sleep apnea. It looks like his breath is so bad that his nose is trying to get away from his mouth. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The, defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during the trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Why is he so stoic? Why is he so, serious? It's not like this is murder. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to say no. Okay then, fuck you. I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Oh. I don't want to... I probably shouldn't do that, but... Hand shaking, eyesight fading, palms sweating, mom spaghetti.
The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case.
Larry Butz. The Butz. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butz, Your Honor.
Correct. You actually know stuff. The thumb agrees with your conduct.
I don't know.
Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine.
Imagine if he did this with the prosecution too.
He's like, hey, be ready to just trounce this idiot. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me what's the name of what's the victim's name?
Oof, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. That was horrible. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... Wait. No way. I forgot it. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? I don't know why, but every time there's like a very competent, well-versed woman, and I give her a British accent. Do I? I guess I just align, like, really polite, not politeness, like, just, I don't know, something about the British accent just gets me. You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Oh, of course. I know the victim's name. I just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. I won't look. Just press tab to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you.
Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case?
Maya Fay. Cinder Block. Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone.
All right, correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was...
poisoned. Strangled. Hit with a blunt object. Too obvious of a joke. You obviously set the bar a little too high there. She was struck once by a blunt object.
Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure.
Well then, first, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne?
Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright has just told us, the victim was struck by a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
It was this very... It was a very daring adult item for those who are really sure of themselves. Okay, enough of that. The murder weapon was this statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepted into the evidence. The statue added to the court record.
Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. I already been through this. The evidence is the only ammunition you only have in court. Use the tab to check on the court record frequently.
Shut up. My turn. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butz, to the stand. I forgot his voice immediately. Okay. Mr. Butz to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything. Unfortunate. Uh-oh. Whoopsie! Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. It could be good, could be bad. We don't know. Oh, I love that face.
Mr. Butz, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Anthony.
Didn't they all die?
Oh, I love that face.
I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't calling my phone call, taking any of my phone calls, or seeing me. Ever. God, why do I love that face? Okay. Fun. Wasn't you, anyway.
Mr. Butz, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it, lies. I don't believe a word of it.
Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
Passport added to the court record.
Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder.
Dude, no way.
The victim was a model, but she did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies.
I feel weird saying that every time. Daddies? Sugar? The man's Butz is sweating.
Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude.
We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. She was a bitch.
Okay.
Tell me, Mr. Butz, what do you think of her now?
Right? I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I stop him from answering? My client had no idea that victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Sorry, I'm looking at my dog. She's adorable. I love her. Tired. I love her. Oof, wince. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That's chin cheek, dog. Don't pull that smile every so often. You're gonna break me. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite.
Oh boy, this is not looking so good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not?
Well, maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Uh-oh. He went. What do I do? Have him answer honestly. Because we need the facts here, man. I know. I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth! Yeah, I was there. I went.
Everyone stop swiveling in your chairs. Order! Well, Mr. Butz.
Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. So, like, I didn't see her. So high. It's so high. Man's got pipes.
Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call it a witness who can prove Mr. Butz is lying. Well, let's improvise matters. Who's your witness? The man who found the victim's body, just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
I'm gonna drink some water. Alright.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor. This is bad.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawers to the stand.
I know slightly that a lot of the names are puns, but I don't know what that pun is. Frank saw it? Saw it? Frank? What is Frank? Is Frank the pun? Where is it? Oh, I don't like you immediately. Stop gyrating.
Mr. Sarge, you sell newspaper subscriptions. Is this correct?
Oh yes. Newspapers, yes.
Would you please take the target off your face, sir? It's making it extremely hard not to throw a dart. Mr. Sarge, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
Witness testimony. Here we go. I was going to door, said I forgot the voice immediately. Door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Somewhere. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Excuse me?
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor.
However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Salt used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record for the blackout, for your perusal.
Blackout record added to the court record.
Now, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
You may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination? Your Honor? All right. This little fun thing there, wasn't it? All right. This is it. The real deal. I don't remember this really cool music, and I love it. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you expose the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at your hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find the contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face like the loser they are. What? What if this was like legal slander, where you could just be really mean to someone verbally in court, and just like it's all legal, or at least like there's no repercussions. Open the court and up there. Wait, I forgot the button. No, it's probably under the bar. When is this account? I don't like your face. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Question. What gave you... The volume is really loud. It's quite loud. What gave you the idea to do that? Well, the door was half open, you see. It was an only human to peek. We climb mountains because they're there. It's the same thing. True words have never been spoken. Please, anyone would look inside. Why did Payne cut him off so quickly? So you looked into their apartment. What happened then? Then I saw her lying there. A woman, not moving, dead. Are you sure she was dead? Well, no, I guess I wasn't. But she wasn't moving at all, and there was blood everywhere. I guess that wouldn't look fatal to anyone. Very well, what happened next? I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. Hold on there, mister. The phone in the apartment wasn't working. Was it working? Well, yes. I mean, no, it wasn't. Right. But you said you didn't go into the apartment, or did you? That... I can explain that. There was a cordless fan on the shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And the phone... And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? I went into the nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Are you certain? Certain. Yes, absolutely. He seems really confident. 1 p.m.? Right. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. Tad. What was it? Percent. This one. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for sure. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes at the time of the death, at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? My face broke because you were so good at defending. What the heck? My jaw is in my upper cheek. I pressed a button. This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Salt, were you certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
That's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you had to do. Point out all the contradictions. Water drinking, Stay hydrated. It's good for your body. Lies are always baguette. More lies. See through one, and the whole story falls apart. Here we go. Wait!
I remember now.
Would you please give your testimony again?
Let's do this. Witness testimony, the time of discovery.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice coming from the time, saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding.
Well then, I know what to point out. Because I went through this already. Not through my own choice, but merely because of the failure of technology.
I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right. You know what to do. I got this one. Cross-examination.
You see when I found the body? Excuse me?
Quick question. Are you sure it was from a television or not a radio?
Well, no, I guess it might have been a radio. Incidental. There was no radio on the premises. There was only one large television.
Right. I can't put my finger on it, but something about this seems fishy. Something about hearing the television.
Wait. The witness has testified. He heard the time.
What? How about this one? A blackout report. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it.
Ellipses.
You couldn't have heard a television or a radio or a video.
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Zard?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself, quite. Wait, I remember now.
Mr. Zard, the court record would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility.
And you seem...
And you seem rather distraught. Stop swiveling in your chair. Don't make me get the big gavel.
What if a judge called their... I want to see a judge come into the courtroom dressed as Thor and have their gavel be Mjolnir. That'd be so amazing.
My apologies, Your Honor. It might have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Zard.
Goddamn motorcycles, that's the word. Goddamn motorcycles.
Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
Who has a motorcycle in the suburbs? Hearing the time.
Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a terrible... I'm slowing down in my comprehension of literature. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw.
You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Gladly. Hearing the time again.
Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it.
That strikes me as a very suspicious mistake.
Yes, I can see how you'd be a little doubtful. I'm really sorry. I only just remembered that table clock.
A table clock?
The murder weapon.
Yes, the table clock that was used as the murder weapon. That's what I just said. Did you doze off in the middle of my testimony or something? Something's fishy here.
Percent? Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock?
What? You with your objections and your evidence. Who do you think you are?
Just answer the question, Mr. Sod.
I saw it there, okay? That's a clock.
Sorry, it's like the reason Phoenix's hair is like that because he keeps on making the beeline for the answers. Just wind passing by him so fast as he just like hit the truth right in the gonads.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne?
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck has a switch. You just tilt it, and it says the time out loud. And it doesn't look like a clock. I submitted it as a statue. My apology. I forgot that voice already. My apologies.
I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears the witness' testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any more problems with his testimony? Yes.
Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet, the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Do lawyers take notes? Like, they just have a little notepad. It's like, this dude fell off a bridge and landed on a horse. Like, do they just write that down? Also, I should stop pressing buttons while I'm trying to go off topic.
Indeed.
The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder.
Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove I went in there.
I'll do better than that. I'll prove you're the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and then the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Woo!
Order in the court. Feel the might of Zeus if you... for those who won't shut up. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sod, the sound must have left quite the impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon just spoke as you hit the victim. That was really dumb, like a cat. Like,
Ye time is 5 p.m.
Like, imagine there's a stupid thing like that. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
What? What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture.
Baseless? Just look at the witness's face.
Oh, I don't know.
Plus, I gotta protect my throat.
Horrible. Would you like the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock?
I never. I never. Look, the clock. I heard no. I mean, I saw. Yeah.
Okay then. Gross.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! I hate you. It was him. I tell you, I saw him. He killed her, and then he should burn, give him death.
Eat the pipe, or you get right up messed up.
Order. Order in the court, I say.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright,
Your Honor?
you claim the sound the wind is heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is running on this. I better think this through carefully.
Your Honor, the sound Mr. Saw heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now. Here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Boop. I think it's 8:25.
That was certainly a strange way to announce the time.
Well, he is the thinker after all.
So, we heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now?
It's 11:25. 11:25.
As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Saw had heard and what the actual time of death.
So,
Mr. Sod, try to talk your way out of this one.
you forgot one thing.
Uh-oh. What's he talking about now?
While it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case.
But he's right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it, I was so close.
Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence that supports your claim.
Doing a quick OBS check. OBS? Oh, thank God you're still running. Thank goodness.
Let's go.
It seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim.
Yes, Your Honor. Freezing game.
This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Salt.
I come all this way down here to testify, and look what it happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! Oh, you lawyers are all slime.
I can't. What are this? What is that supposed to sound like? What is that? I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Down we go. What? Not so fast, Mr. Sword. Surprise! Maya. I mean, Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Excuse me. Well, yes. But that does not mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason, and you'll have your proof. Think, you numbskull. What? Is most you... Did you blow out your brain while getting your hair done in the wind tunnel? Right? Can you think of the reason as why the clock would be 3 hours slow?
Yeah.
Ellipses. Wait. Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found the evidence to support this claim?
Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court's record that can prove my claim was beyond a doubt.
Ha! In soft words. Let's see you pull this one off.
Let's see the evidence that proves why the clock was running slow.
The passport. Don't you see?
It's a this. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, and it's 1 a.m. the next day. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 p.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't running 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when he struck her dead in the apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Zart? Or should a little bitch have to cry? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Oh. Oh, that's where the whipped cream went. He swallowed the whole can. And now he's facing the consequences by it exploding in his stomach. What is that joke?
Order, I say. You've killed a man. Now you're on trial, right? Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I ever have seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is a formality, but the court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butz,
Not guilty. Confetti. Hooray.
And with that, the court is adjourned. Adjourned.
It turns out that Frank Sott was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check to see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sott let himself in to do his dirty work. He looks like a helmet. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sott grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Who knew that a statue of the thinker would be made out of stone? Don't bump the microphone, you goddamn chrome dome-headed bunk. Oh, what the heck. Whew. I still can't believe we won. Right. Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all. You fought your own battle in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. Usually they all end with being horrible. And the wrong person going to jail. But this is a video game, so things end good here. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is
over.
Baby, don't cry. Oh. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now?
Nick, don't worry about me. I'm dead. I'll be dead and gone soon.
Good. Wait, no, I mean, bad, Larry. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. Ellipses.
But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever.
Larry, she wasn't... never mind. I'm going to tell him. Don't you dare. Congratulations, Harry.
Harry?
Yes, you. I could practically say the headlines now. Harry Butz, innocent. God, what if she was just a little like a jerk? Just like, I knew your name the entire time. It's just, you're very unfortunate and I wanted to bank off your misery.
Okay. Hey, thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. A dinner? Movie? My treat.
No, I couldn't. God, I got her lips. That's a weird thing to just say. I have a lot of weird things to just say out of nowhere. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook.
Oh, hey. Hey, here. Take this. It's a present.
A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that...
Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me.
Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento.
Don't... Oh, look, God. Hey, why does he do this to me? Why? Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that just make you want to cry?
Larry. Are you so sure?
Hey, squeeze me.
Huh? I think she thought quite a lot of you, in her own way.
Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay.
Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him?
Huh? Oh, yeah, right.
What the heck is she talking about?
I'm an attorney. She's dead. She left. No power. Statue. Present. Check this out, Larry. Positive proof. I gotta unslouch. Oh no. Oh my back. Check this out, Larry. Positive proof you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever. She probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's pretty heavy. It's a pretty heavy clock to be traveling around, take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Without you, I would have been doomed. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel. Hello? Why are you sitting at the head of the bed? You be happy. You be happy over there. You look like you're happy.
Hope it made him feel better. Right. I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. In order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right. I've been forgetting to take a full breath. Listen, man, go strong. And please, be good for me. I was like, no, she's not gonna be dead. But then, like, and I was like, ugh. Oh, come on. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. I'm gonna lay down some after this. My back is hitting me. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to innocent Butz. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks.
And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm sure he's not going to pay us. Unless you count the clock he gave to Mia, Mamma Mia. I didn't know it then. But that clock was soon going to be the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end.
Well, that was all fun and stuff, folks. Save, of course. Erase the old stuff. Erase it. Make way for the new. Well, folks, this has been really fun. I know I played this one time before, but even with the sour taste of OBS crashing in my mouth, sentence, I was really happy playing this. Especially, why does Larry? I don't know why Larry Butz is such a favorite for me. But I hope you all have fun. I had fun playing this thing again. And if you ever want to stick around and see more of me geeking out about Butz, that only works in this context. Then you might as well subscribe while you're at it. You know, make it easy on yourself. And if you want to know whenever I do stuff like this or other stuff, why not click the bell? That helps. And like if you like. I gotta make this quicker. Well, it was nice to see you all. Yeah, see, quote unquote. And I hope you all have a great, lazy day.
Hello? This is Maya.